I lived upstairs on the 3rd floor, so I lived up there like for 21 years, and I lived down here 7 years. So it's going on 28 years that I've been living here in the Brookland Manor. We're fighting for our 535 low-income units. Not only that, but our 3 and 2-bedroom units. We want to keep our same size, the same amount of rooms, you know, at the same cost. But they don't want to put it in writing that each and every one of the residents will have first option on the property. You know, and so many residents have lost their units here at Brookland Manor. It brings tears to my eyes when I think about, you know, all the residents that has been displaced already, that has been separated, that have lost their units, and some are homeless, you know, and it breaks my heart to see families pulled apart such as they did, and the neighborhood pretty much, because, you know, this neighborhood was very family oriented, and we looked out for each other, and we was pretty much like brothers and sisters, you know, and cousins around here. And you had some large families around here, families that have their daughters and sons have had children, and that family, you had generation of families living around here at Brookland Manor, and that's what made it very family oriented. The tactics were, first of all, they said we had to be in good standards, and that's something that they never really clarified. But, you know, they are using this tactic. It's called infractions. I've been here 27 years. I never heard of that, of an infraction in my life. And I've lived other places. I've never heard of an infraction. The thing about that is they're using that, and then they also brought security in about maybe 7 years ago. Those residents that have porches cannot sit on their porch. So that's an infraction. To lean on the fence, that's an infraction. If you have a guest over and they get intoxicated and they trying to make their way home, that's infraction. Or they might be outside drinking a beer that's not covered up, that's an infraction. But it's not the police that's writing the infractions, it's the security guards that's writing the infractions. It's not fair. It's not fair to the residents. It's not fair. It's not morally fair. It's not. You know, and if they tell you to get out, some of the residents, they might not be aware of their rights at the time when they cleared out those vacant units. They wasn't aware of their rights. So a lot of them, when they said that, you know, you have to go, they just went hit on and left. You got 30 days. I think they left at 29, not having a place to go at all. These are people's homes, you know, and the people come first. They already here. They was here before the developers came. You know, McDuffie, is easy for him to say that people need to be self-sufficient. I don't see him doing anything to try to help them to be self-sufficient. So the statement to me is contradictory, because he needs what he needs to, McDuffie need to do. He needs to come out here and start trying to create some jobs. I mean, being self-sufficient is not like just dropping a seed in the dirt and letting it grow. You know, we're talking about human beings here. Yeah, it's really hard for, I have to speak for the children in the neighborhood. It's very hard for them to deal with, because, you know, this is the only home that they know of. You know, like, I have a 10-year-old granddaughter, And we just started designing her room and painting it, and actually we put her name on in her room, and she picked out the colors for her room. And to know that it's a possibility that that room won't be hers anymore, she's kind of sad about that. But the rest of the kids are like, well, where we gonna go? What school we gonna go to? What my mommy don't know where we gonna move at. We got to go move to the shelter and stuff like that. These kids don't need to be stressing about where they gonna live at. It's hard for them just to be in and trying to adapt and learn in these charter schools. And that takes it takes a lot, for them to deal with that. And then now they have to come home and they seeing them tearing down buildings like this. They're really scared. You know how they say we didn't land on Plymouth Rock land on us? I kind of feel like that's how it is with these developers. It's a tenant association as a whole, and we're doing it for the residents. We have the voices of the residents that's here at Brookland Manor that have jobs, that can't make the movies, that can't go and see what's really going on. And you have single parents out here in this community, and they work hard to take care of their families. Some of them working 12 and 16 hours a day. There's just not enough hours in a day. You can't let these developers come in your neighborhood and take over and act like you don't have a say-so, because you do have a voice and you do have a say-so. And stand up for your rights, because that's what we're doing. We're fighting for everybody here at Brookland Manor. The seniors, we're fighting for them. We're fighting for our children. We're fighting for the low-income people. We're fighting for people that here, the single parents. We're just fighting for all the residents here at Brookland Manor, because, we're not afraid. And that's what associations does. We speak out and we speak up. And we're not going to stop until we win this battle.